IDFC First Bank, and that is our big story of the day. The sharp fall in IDFC First Bank, and the question now remains on the impact of the same, what it spells for other banks as well. Well, Ritu, first the news flow and the impact.
Well, Manglam, this is a suspected fraud of 590 crore rupees at IDFC First Bank's Chandigarh branch, and that involves accounts linked to the Haryana state government. So a very specific branch and a very specific client that is involved. Now, this issue came to light on the 18th of February when one of the government entities sought to close their bank account with IDFC First Bank and transfer the funds to another bank. And that's when the discrepancies were discovered between the reported balance and the actual fund that was available with the bank. Now, since then, IDFC First Bank has suspended 4 officials. It has informed regulators and auditors, filed police complaints, initiated lane marking on the beneficiary accounts so no more money can be taken out. And KPMG has been appointed to conduct an independent forensic audit. Importantly, the bank says the fraud is very confined. It is not a systemic issue and does not impact other customers even in the same branch. In terms of the financial impact on the bank itself, now 590 crore is the reconciliation under consideration. That amounts to about 28% of the bank's FY26 estimated profit. For context, their third quarter profit was about 503 crores for the month of December, for the quarter of December, and that alone, this number is far larger than that. In capital terms, though, the amount is only about 19 basis points of the Tier 1 ratio, which is at a healthy 14.23%. Now, on the earnings call earlier today, the management did clarify that the core discrepancy was only 490 crores, but this additional 100 crore rupees has been added as a buffer to arrive at that 590 crore rupee figure. Also, the Haryana government deposits, they account for just 0.5% of the bank's total deposits. But since the news has come, 200 crores has already flown out. Now, the issue is limited to one client, but overall, all the state and central government deposits combined is roughly 8 to 10% of deposits for IDFC First Bank. Now, here is the concern, if other state governments also pull out, but right now, the bank is confident that the fraud will not have an impact on their relationships with other governments. The bank has also not yet decided on the provisioning amount. It says the final impact is going to depend on recoveries, insurance claims, legal outcomes, and they termed it as a localized case of an employee fraud that potentially involved third parties. The stock on the back of this has seen the biggest single-day fall in the last 6 years. Jefferies maintains a buy with a target price of 100 rupees, while Investec, which also has a buy, has trimmed its target to 92 rupees from 105 earlier. For now, we'll need clarity on provisioning and what the forensic audit has to say. But for now, listen in to what the management had to say about the whole matter.
Through the reconciliation, we observed that there is a discrepancy of 490 crores. We have additionally estimated rupees 100 crores. That's how it comes to a 590 crores of impact, which we have put out in the press release. We have put out this number as we could best assess at this point of time, but we feel that the number is broadly appropriate to the current situation. We don't anticipate this to broadly move from here on to a great extent. We expect credit costs to keep coming down, and we also expect improvement in net interest margin during the fourth quarter. And hence, whatever is the outcome of this exercise, we should be in a comfortable position to subsume that.
Well, some optimism expressed by the management with regards to the business. The stock still down 15%, but as we mentioned earlier, off the lows of the day. But this could still potentially spell some inflows going into other banks, particularly from the Haryana government, which is in the center stage in all of this. Gaurav is here and he'll help us understand more on this regard. Gaurav.
Well, yes, if you look at the series of events, it's not just IDFC First Bank who is suffering, it is also AU Small Finance Bank. So first, let's understand what has happened overnight. On 18th of February, both IDFC Bank and AU Small Finance Bank received communication from Haryana government regarding their respective accounts with the bank. In fact, AU Small Finance Bank also said that they received a separate communication from department seeking information with suspected unauthorized transactions. Although AU Small Finance Bank has made it very clear that there are no cases of fraudulent activities in the bank, we saw IDFC First Bank actually reporting a discrepancy of around 590 crores. As a result, if you look at the actions taken by state of Haryana, they have actually de-empaneled both the banks, AU Small Finance Bank and IDFC First Bank. Now, what is the quantum of impact if you ask? First is AU Small Finance Bank. They say that the total deposits from the state of Haryana, they stand for 0.4% of their total deposits, specifically the government account. And for IDFC First Bank, the government account, which is from the Haryana, stands for around around 0.5% of the deposits. But given that they have been de-empaneled, now analysts believe that these funds will be flown out of the banks and they will be diverted to other banks. Now, there comes a first impact. First is that they believe that it will hurt the agency commission for the bank. But second is that there are some beneficiaries, and specifically in the PSUs in the likes of Punjab National Bank. Why specifically Punjab National Bank? Because Punjab National Bank is SLBC conveyor of Haryana. Now, SLBC is the state level bankers committee, and this is actually the convener is a leading bank which represents each of the states, and that is the reason why they believe that the benefits of the deposits flowing out of these banks can be there in Punjab National Bank first. Second is, again, some PSUs can also gain in the likes of SBI, Canara and Union Bank, and we may also look at some benefits coming up to big private sector banks like HDFC, ICICI and Axis Bank. So definitely we are seeing some impact, and the stock is also reacting in the same way for IDFC First Bank and AU Small Finance Bank. But other banks like Punjab National Bank and SBI may see some benefits, given that some of these deposits will be flown out of these banks and can be flown into these Punjab National Bank or State Bank of India and other banks as well.
Well, yes, Gaurav, thanks very much for taking us through that. You know, everyone from PNB to IOB, Central Bank, they're all up between 3 to, 1 odd %. Now, staying with the banking space, though, you have